What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I filmed, but I'm so glad to be getting back into it, talking about makeup. I just really needed a break. I needed some time to kind of just sit and do my thing, and now I'm back making YouTube videos talking about makeup. I have so much makeup, I have to get used out of it somehow. While I've been gone, I've actually been using a lot of products and doing my makeup every single day. So I wanted to share with you guys my favorite products that I've been using. So this is kind of like a current favorite. It's not like a specific month favorite, just because I have been loving this stuff for a while. And I know you guys don't like watching long videos, so let's just get on into it. So because of the winter, my skin is getting really dry, so I've been starting to switch up my moisturizer, but sometimes I want a little bit of extra moisture, so I've been using the roche Toleriane Ultra 8. This is a spray, but it's supposed to be as hydrating as a cream. And I actually find that claim is true because whenever I use this, my skin just feels hydrated and supple, almost as if I did apply a moisturizer. So I applied a moisturizer maybe about an hour ago, 2 hours ago, but I want my makeup to glide on. So I'm going to use this spray just to wet my face, and I am going to rub it in. On a day-to-day basis, I don't always use that spray. I more so use the Origin's glowconuts Hydrating Coconut Moisture Mask. This one is really, really nice. I think it just came out. It's so hydrating. It smells good. It literally smells exactly like coconuts, and it's a sweet coconut smell, so it's really, really nice. And it's super, super moisturizing. I woke up one morning after using this as like an overnight mask, and my skin was literally glowing. It was so pretty. But I've been using the actual crap out of this. I may be like a quarter of the way through it. That's how much I've been loving this. I use it a lot. Now we're gonna move on to primer. The primer that I've been using the most often is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I bought this during the VIB sale, I think. And then I bought the Dermablend Pro primer a few days later because they're both jelly primers and I wanted to compare them, but they're actually really different. In the end, while they were supposed to do the same thing, they both do it very differently, and it was kind of hard to compare those two primers, but they're both equally as good. And I've heard so many people raving about this, so that's when I decided to try it out. And it is such a beautiful primer. It just smooths and blurs and just makes your skin look really good, and also makes the makeup on top stick for a really long time. I've gotten away with wearing a CC cream that I'm about to put on for over 8 hours, which is pretty good because usually CC creams don't wear that long. Or at least in my opinion, they don't, and I haven't ever had that happen. So that was kind of a big deal for me. The foundation, I guess, we're gonna be using today is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Matte CC Cream. I have mine in the shade Fair. I picked this up, I think a few weeks ago actually, when it was on sale. I kind of bought it not expecting much just because I felt the shade wasn't gonna be a good match, but it's actually pretty decent. And I really like it. I also like how it has the SPF 40 and UVA and UVB protection. Genuinely have been liking more light coverage lately. I'm just looking to kind of perfect my skin tone and then go from there and maybe enhance if I need to. Because these are my favorites, I'm gonna apply them like I would on an everyday basis. And this is how I would apply this CC cream, just with my fingers. Because normally I'm in a rush whenever I'm doing this, trying to get out the door and go to work. And because I did use my hands, now they're pretty dirty, but that is when another one of my favorites comes into play, and that is the Vasanti Makeup Magnet Wipes. They take off makeup really well, but I mainly use them for swatches just because they're literally like this big. They're super small, but they take makeup off really well, and I quite enjoy them. Alrighty, so I got my foundation on. I normally just put concealer in this area, but I don't have a concealer that I really like under my eyes for an everyday basis. So I've been using the Maybelline Dream Cushion Foundation. I believe this is discontinued actually. So I feel kind of bad mentioning it in today's video, but it is a favorite of mine just because I really like how it wears. And what I like to do is I take my Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush, the Sephora BIB Rouge brush. This is 56.5. I'm gonna take a little bit of this on that brush And I just like to put this where I would naturally conceal. This adds like the tiniest bit of coverage, and it looks really dewy and natural, which is why I really like it. Lately, I have been absolutely in love with cream blush, and specifically, I've been in love with the Glossier Cloud Paints. I've been using Dawn a lot. It's like this orangey kind of like burnt color. I really like this one because it kind of gives that frostbitten windburn effect or like look, and I really like that, especially for winter. I think it looks really cute. But I've also been using the shade Dusk, which is kind of just like a neutral kind of brown. I'm gonna go in with Dawn today just because I really want that windburn look. That's what I'm going for. I like these a lot, not only for just the tube, because I think the tube is adorable, but the cloud paint, like the formula is actually very, very creamy and buildable. It's actually super pigmented too. I'm gonna take about that much on my hand. I'm just gonna take that and use that for both my cheeks and my nose, and that's a lot. I just start by dabbing it on my cheeks, and then I just blend it into my hairline. I know it looks crazy, just bear with me. So that is how I like my blush to look. It is going to get toned down in just a sec when I apply my powder, but this is just what I like my blush to look like because I think it's really pretty. Now I'm actually going to move in to highlight. Now I haven't been using a lot of highlight just because I really like the kind of dewy effect that I'm getting with all the products I'm using. So normally I don't feel like I need highlighter, but in the off chance that I do want to use some, I have been using the Glossier haloscope. I have mine in the shade Quartz just because I think it's like a really nice universal shade. And if I'm not too pale or not too tanned, I can still use this. It's just a really nice glossy looking highlighter. It's really hard to tell. It's just a really nice glossy highlighter, and I just apply this from the stick and then blend it out. I try to do it in little strokes just because I don't want the product to pick up from underneath. So yeah, like I was saying, I only like to do a little bit of highlight, nothing too much, nothing too dramatic, just something that looks nice and glowy, but we're not done. I need to do some more stuff. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna set my face. This is my favorite powder right now. It's just something else. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Face Compact. Mine is in the shade Light. I believe I got this recommendation from Nat Taylor. I can't be too sure, but I remember hearing someone talk about this powder saying it was really nice, light, and made you look really glowy and smooth. So I was like, why not try it out? And now it's probably one of my favorite powders. There's not a lot of pigment to it, which I like, just because I usually like a translucent powder. Even though it does say that it's in the shade Fair, there's not really a color at all. But I like this one because I find it does smooth out my skin. It's kind of almost like a blurring powder, if you could call it that. I personally find that it does that to my skin. Going back to that cream highlighter, even when I powder over top of it, you can still see it. And that's why I like it so much, because it doesn't get tuned out by the powder. It's also not too sparkly or like glittery, which I like. It's more of like a nice smooth radiant powder, if that makes sense. It's not glittery or harsh in any way. For bronzer, I don't know if I would consider this a favorite. I've just been using it a lot. It's the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I like this just because it's very light and it's easy to build up, especially for like an everyday look. I don't want something that's too dark and bronzy. I just want something that's going to naturally contour my face without looking orange. But we have the blush, so it's okay. Oh, also, I didn't mention this, but I got a new lens. Let me know what you guys think, because the entire time that I've been on YouTube, I've been using a kit lens, and I don't know, I just don't really like the quality of that one. Let's see how this one works. This is an old favorite, but I thought I would break it out for these next few months just because I really am trying to go for that glowy look, like I've said a million times. I'm going to be breaking out Milani Luminoso. This is just, it's so pretty. I use it as a blush topper specifically. And on top of this blush, it's beautiful. It's just really nice and, again, adds to that glowy look because that's what we're going for. For my eyebrows, I feel like you guys already know which brow powder I'm going to dip into. This is my favorite. It's the Foolproof Brow Powder in the shade number 5. It's probably one of the best brow products I've used in a while that I really have been enjoying. But specifically, I like it with this brush. This is the Morphe E29. This actually is a very soft brush and gives you a very nice, soft application instead of too harsh. Honestly, I'm surprised I have not hit pan on this from how much I've used it. I use it every single day, and I probably have for about 3 months. I've been adding in brow gels lately just because I kind of want to add a little bit more. I want to keep it in place a little bit longer. So I've been rotating between the Gimme Brow and the Boy Brow from Glossier. I really like both of these. This is in the shade 5 actually, and then this is clear. I think I'm going to go in with Boy Brow today just because Gimme Brow can get really messy and I don't really want to deal with that right now. So I'm just going to use the Glossier Boy Brow. I heard people talk about it, but I just discovered it for myself, I think like a few weeks ago, and I really like it. It's a really nice creamy brow product. So normally on an everyday basis, I don't do a lot with my eyes, but the palette that I've been using the most is actually the Soft Glam palette. This has always been a favorite eyeshadow palette of mine. I just don't really reach for it that often just because a lot of palettes have these colors, but for what I wanted specifically was Cypress Umber and Noir, because these are the two shades that I use the most. But lately when I have been doing an eye look for just a day-to-day basis, I've been reaching for this a lot, specifically Burnt Orange and Sienna, and then those two colors, because whatever. I don't think I'm going to do a huge eye makeup look today. I think I'm just going to do liner because that's normally what I do and I just don't feel like doing eyeshadow today. To apply that, I'm going to be using my Morphe M250-0 brush. It's super small. It's really, really super small. First, I'm just going to wet this brush that I'm using and I'm going to draw a line where I want my eyeliner to go. This is what it usually ends up looking like, but I like it. I think it's simple. It elongates my eyes a little bit, makes them a little bit more sharp looking. Okay, and now for mascara. So the one specifically that I've been absolutely loving, like this is probably my favorite all-time mascara now. This is the Glossier Lash Slick. Oh my god, girl, or guy. I literally get so many compliments whenever I wear this mascara. It gives me the most fluffy looking long lashes that I've ever had. I used to use so much mascara in high school that my eyelashes looked really long, but they were kind of clumpy. This kind of gives me that effect, so it's super long but not clumpy. It's bringing me back to my grade 10 days. I really want to go in with a coat of Damn Girl from Too Faced just because it is on sale and I'm kind of debating on buying it, so I want to get my use out of this little sample before I make that decision. So I did one coat of the Damn Girl. Now I'm going to go in with my Glossier Lash Slick and finish off the eyes. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Look at these eyelashes. Like also, blah, blah, blah. Ignore my eyebrows. I need to pluck them, but just look at these eyelashes. Look how fluttering and like beautiful they are. We love. And now we're gonna finish off with the lips. And the lips, I've basically been using just one product, and that's the Stila Convertible Color in the shade Poppy. I think this is discontinued as well, but I actually really like it because it's basically a Your Lips But Better shade for me. So using a finger of mine, I'm just gonna apply that. So I just start and I kind of blot it on the lips. Keep blending that out. I also like it because it looks a little bit more natural and not as defined. And with natural makeup, I like something that is a little bit more natural looking. And now, gonna go in with the lip gloss, which I think you saw coming. It's the Glossier lip gloss. This is just the clear one. This is the prettiest, most wet looking lip gloss ever, and it has like a smoothing effect whenever you put it on. Let me show you up close, actually. Like, look at that. That is literally instant. So I just like to do one swipe on the bottom, and then I like to focus on my Cupid's bow for the top. And then again, I'll just blend that out. The only downside is that I personally think that this lip gloss is very sticky, but once the initial stickiness goes away, it's fine. But you know what I mean. Oh, actually, I have two setting sprays that I'm going to show you today. This first one here is the L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist. This one is really nice. It completely transforms your makeup look. You could have an all matte face and you apply this and suddenly you're so glowy and dewy. It's like a glow from within. It's not shimmery, it's not glittery. You can see a theme here. I really like dewy products, so I'm just gonna set my face a little bit with that. It does have a fine mist, which I can really appreciate because it's not uncomfortable to apply. See, I don't know if you can tell, it just like completely, like, look how glowy and dewy I am. To make my makeup last longer, I'm going to use my Smashbox setting spray. I really like this setting spray because I find it does make my makeup stay on all day, which some do say, but then my makeup suddenly does not last at all when I put it on. But this one I find actually does work. So I'm gonna let that dry. So this is the completed look. I just want to give a little disclaimer. This specific look obviously is not going to look amazing on camera just because it's not meant for studio lights and nice HD cameras. It's meant for every day and it's supposed to perfect my complexion. So if you're kind of like, this looks like shit, that's why. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked what you saw today, please make sure to give my channel a subscribe. If you want to, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post my next video, which would be really helpful because honestly, I don't know, I don't have a schedule yet. So that's your decision, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.